Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I got another 5 picks for you on PrizePicks, and an added benefit is it's Flex Friday, which means your first flex play is insured up to $20. So obviously, you should be taking advantage of this promo. I say this all the time, but a lot of sports books, right? Just like PrizePicks, they offer this promo on a weekly basis to try to keep you coming back, to try to get you hooked on PrizePicks. So it's really profitable, right? There's no strings attached. They're just trying to get new bettors hooked on PrizePicks. But anyways, we cashed this bad boy yesterday. Hopefully we can have another win today. So let's go ahead. Let's get into some of the picks. So the first play I have is right here. Okay, you can see we have Zhang versus Andreev. It's a tennis match. So I'm looking at what is called the OddsJam Screen, and it's just kind of like a grid of every book posting lines on a given market and where they're setting the line. So what you're going to notice is PrizePicks, they have the line at 22, right? They have this at over under 22 games. Now, if you head over to BetMGM, they have the line at 21.5. DraftKings has the line at 21.5 with the under favored. BetMGM has the over favored a little bit. You can see they have the over at minus 120, the unders at minus 115. So because BetMGM has lines or the odds a bit more juiced towards the over, they're saying, their model is saying, their odds are saying that the over is more likely to occur, whereas on DraftKings, the under is juiced. So the under is the favorite outcome. Now head over to Pinnacle. Right? So this OddsJam column, it can get a little confusing, but you'll notice if I actually go here, well, we're not going to see it here, but let me try opening up this. Maybe this will work. But anyways, we'll get back to it in a second. But the OddsJam column right here, we just copy Pinnacle Sportsbook odds. So Pinnacle is a sports book. It's known to be one of the sharpest bookmakers out there, one of the sharpest bookmakers in the world. So we literally just duplicate the OddsJam column to be Pinnacle. Honestly, I'm not really sure why. We started doing it like a year and a half ago, and at this point, it just kind of stuck. So we're going to keep rolling with it. This column is just Pinnacle, right? They have the line at 21. 10bet has the line at 21.5. 888 Sport has the line at 21.5. So we could keep going through this entire, every single sports book. But long story short, if you keep looking, what you're going to notice is every single sports book, every other data point has this line at 21.5 or 21, right? So PrizePicks is at 22. Some sports books are at 21.5. And then some sports books like Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, are at 21. So we want to take the under on PrizePicks, right? We want to hit the under 22 total games. That is the market inefficiency. All these books set lines independently. So as a sharp bettor, we're like a savvy investor. We're hunting through the market looking for value. And when PrizePicks has a line at 22, and then you have 20 other data points telling you, no, this line should be at 21 or 21.5, you want to hammer that under on PrizePicks. So I'll put my email in the description as well if you have questions about any of these concepts. But as an example, in this Belinda Bencic versus Leylah, Fernandez tennis match, every single sportsbook has this line at 21.5, right? And there's no major discrepancies in the odds. So unless you think you're smarter than the sportsbooks, there's no value, right? And literally all of my profits on PrizePicks, again, I don't say this to brag, but roughly, a 12% ROI in 2022, 2023. It's all just mathematical sports betting, finding an edge in the market. I don't know anything about tennis. You think I know this Zhang person? Absolutely not. I'm betting there because there's an edge, right? Recreational square bettors, they wake up and say, dang, I feel like LeBron's going over based on the last game I watched, right? That's what squares do, recreational bettors. Sharp bettors wake up and say, okay, I'm going to look through the market. I'm going to try to find some value. I'm going to look at all the data. I'm going to try to find some value in the market and make some profitable bets, right? So anyways, and I'm just showing you guys what I put my own, personal money on. But the first, tool we looked at was called the screen. The second tool is called the positive EV tool. And this is probably where I get, I'd say, the majority of my plays from. So the screen is number 2 for sure, but the EV tool is number 1. And I'm currently in Florida, so I'm not using many sports books, really just Bovada. And you can see there's a play on Bovada, but the more profitable play with a pretty high profit margin, 2.6%, is on PrizePicks. So we'll go through this pick on PrizePicks. But a lot of people will ask, they'll be like, yo, This percent column means profit margin. So if this play has a 2.6% profit margin, how is your ROI on PrizePicks 12%? Well, what you have to remember is on PrizePicks, we're always playing 5-pick flexes or 6-pick flexes. So I've gone through the math tons of times. I mean, I can do it again if you guys want me to keep doing it, but you cannot make money playing 2-pick power plays. So I'll do the math again. If you're playing 2-pick power plays and you're hitting 57%, so what I mean by that is like, let's go to PrizePicks. If you can select over-unders correctly, 57% of the time, that's pretty good if you think about it, right? This guy, Malachi Branham, he always goes over or under 3.5 rebounds, right? So if you were blindly picking, you could only hit 50%. If you had no edge, you would be selecting over and under 50% of the time correctly. But if you could hit overs 57% of the time, or unders 50, right? If you could hit your picks 57% of the time, your ROI, if you're winning 57% of your picks in a 2-pick power play, so in a 2-pick power play, right? Just like this, in a 2-pick power play, if you're winning both of these picks 57% of the time, your ROI is negative 2.53%. You're not even making money. Negative 2.53%. Think about that. Crazy, right? So on the other hand, for 5 flex, if you're hitting your picks at a rate of 57%, your ROI is freaking 19.25%, right? So literally, if you're placing 2-pick power plays, you got to stop. And whoever told you to place 2-pick power plays, you got to block that freaking phone number, get that person out of your life. They're just taking money out of your pocket, putting it in PrizePicks. But long story short, when you're looking at OddsJam, and it's free to, browse odds on OddsJam, so any game, right? Let's say you want to look at frickin', player assists for the Bulls game, and you're in New Jersey, or you can switch your location, or maybe you want to look at a different game or a different sport. It's free to browse odds, kind of just like this. So you get millions of odds kind of at your fingertip, and you can search around and try to find value in the market. So this is what I used to do. When I started out sports betting, that's literally what I'd do. I'd get home from work and I'd just hunt around, look manually at all these sports books and try to find some value, like this Bulls first half money line at minus 135 on Bovada. It's like, damn, most of these books pricing this around minus 150, minus 145. We can get minus 135 on Bovada. Seems like pretty good value, right? That's a concept. So anyways, back to the EV tool. So the play I ended up going with is Zach LaVine over 4.5 assists. And all the EV tool is doing is there's no magic going on, right? Literally all the EV tool is doing is it's scanning all of these lines on PrizePicks, right? It's pulling in all of this data, all of these lines, and then it's doing the same thing for all the sports books. And it's just saying, hey, here's the value on PrizePicks, right? So we know for a 5 or a 6-pick flex, we're getting minus 119 odds. And all of the sports books, literally every single sports book, if you're looking through the market, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, Bet Online, very sharp offshore sports book, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can keep going. So we have 8. I'm not sure why I can't scroll right now, but whatever. There's 10 data points all telling you, Zach LaVine's over is a heavy favorite, right? It should be priced around minus 150. And we're getting minus 119 in a 5 or a 6-pick flex. So it's just a concept of finding value in the market, right? We can go through the math of how to back out your edge, your profit margin. We can go through, but I've done it in so many other videos. We can go through the math of, of how to break down PrizePicks payouts. And I have a bunch of videos like that. You can email me if you have specific questions as well. But the general concept is pretty simple, right? What's freaking crazy about sports betting is you have dozens of bookmakers running around independently, setting lines, setting odds on the exact same bet, right? It's crazy if you think about it. Imagine you log into E-Trade, a stock is $119. Then you friggin' log into Bovat or Fidelity, and the stock's $150 at the exact same time. It doesn't happen, right? It only happens in sports betting where all these books are trying to set lines independently, so you can just ruthlessly hunt through the market and find these inefficiencies, right? We're looking for spots where sports books have an over, super heavily favored, since we know any pick we're playing in a 5 or a 6 flex is minus 119 odds, right? So long story short, Bet Online's a pretty sharp sports book. They have this minus 141. We're getting 22 cents of improvement. So you're never going to get a perfect answer as to what should the exact odds be, right? Because all the books are setting lines independently. But when you see literally every sports book pricing something around minus 150, minus 145, you're getting minus 119 on PrizePicks in a 5 or a 6 flex. That's just a no-brainer play. So here's my entry. Buddy Hield under 5 rebounds, that was from the screen. Zhang under 22 games from the screen. Levine over 4.5 assists. Trey Jones over 5.5 assists, that was also from the EV tool. So 2 plays right here, the assist plays from the EV tool. Kevin Porter over 5 rebounds from the screen. So 3 plays from the screen, 2 from the EV tool, all plays based in data. Because I like money, let's make money.